Hello. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to make little sentences using the pronouns or the lesson that we have seen previously. Okay, so the last thing we've seen in the previous lesson is that a simple sentence structure will use a conjugated verb plus a complement, right? So now let's see how do we conjugate verbs. We will see here three tenses. We have the present tense, the past tense, and the future. Okay, but in Tunisian we use also the past continuous, the present continuous, but that we can see it eventually in other lessons. Now we are going to see the three basic ones. So, the present tense actually uses a structure, a very clear structure. Every verb has its roots here, and then we will add a prefix to it and we will add a suffix to it. So we have the verb and then we add a prefix to it and a suffix to it. Okay? Let's see what are these prefixes and suffixes. Okay? Remember that last time we have seen what are the pronouns. So we have أنا, أنتي, هو, هي, إحنا, نحن, ntuma and huma. Yeah? That means I, you, he, she, we, you in plural, and they. So, how does it work when it comes to conjugating the verbs? So for the singular pronouns, which are أنا, أنتي, هو, and هي, we need only a prefix. This prefix is me, te, ye, te. Okay? Then, when we have the plural, then we will use a prefix and a suffix, okay? And according to the verbs, some verbs will take the suffix iw, and some other verbs will take the suffix u. It depends how they will finish. Usually, if the root of the verb finishes with this letter I, then it will go with ew at the end. That sounds very abstract, so let's see some examples, okay? So now we're going to see the present simple of the verb to go. To go in Tunisian is called mshi. The root of the verb to go is mshi, okay? So as we said, what we're gonna do, remember, we're just gonna add, for the singular pronouns, we're gonna add a prefix, okay? Here we have the root, mshi. So for أنا, we say أنا نمشي. أنا نمشي. For you, أنتِ تمشي. أنتِ تمشي. هو, we're gonna use ي plus مشي. هو يمشي. هو يمشي. هي, she, so we use ت plus مشي. هي تمشي. هي تمشي. Then إحنا, then because we are in the plural, we'll use the prefix and the suffix. For the prefix of إحنا is me, so we will say نمشي و, and then we add the suffix نمشي و. نمشي و. Okay? You will still be understood if you say نمشو, okay? But the most correct way of saying it is نمشي و. Okay? نحن نمشيو. نتوما تمشيو. هما يمشيو. Okay? Actually, for some accents, they actually say نمشو, تمشو, يمشو. But in Tunis area, for example, the capital, etc., will use نمشيو, تمشيو, يمشيو. باهي. Let's see another example, okay? So, this is a very important verb. I am fan of this verb of hab. Hab actually translates to like, to want, and to love, okay? So it translates to these three very strong verbs and very useful verbs, okay? let's see how we can conjugate it in the present simple. Okay? So, أنا نحب. نحب. We have the root of the verb plus ن. أنتِ تحب. تحب. هو يحب. يحب. هي تحب. تحب. احنا نحبو. نحبو. نتوما تحبوا. تحبوا. هما يحبوا. يحبوا. Is it clear? Let me know in the comments if it's clear for you. Now let's see some examples of how we can use these verbs by making like small little sentences. So here it says, the first example says, تحب تمشي. تحب تمشي. تحب mean here translates to you want. You want. تمشي is to go. So تحب تمشي, do you want to go? تحب is you want. تمشي is you go. The structure of using this kind of sentences where we have two verbs. In French or in English, the second verb is in infinitive, while in Arabic or in Tunisi, we conjugate both in the same tense. Okay? So for the present, تحب تمشي, do you want to go? We will conjugate both the first verb and the second verb, both in the present tense. Okay? Another example here, it says تحبوا تاي ولا قهوة. تحبوا تاي ولا قهوة. تحبوا means do you like in plural. تاي translates to tea. ولا translates to or. And قهوة means coffee. قهوة. قهوة. Okay? تحبوا تاي ولا قهوة? Do you like tea or coffee? It also means would you like to have some tea or coffee? باهي.